We haven't done a theory video in ages, so that is exactly what we'll be doing today. So you are playing one of the Pokemon games based in Gen 2. You get all 16 badges and you become champion. You then proceed to go to Mt.Silver, where you find one of the strongest trainers of all time. The main character of the Generation 1 games, Red. Fighting Red as the final boss of the Gen 2 games have often been seen as one of the most epic battles in any Pokemon game. But this has also left the Pokemon community with one huge question. Why is Red even at Mt.Silver in the first place? And I believe I have found the most absurd theory about Red that I think I have ever seen. But first, I'll quickly go through the most popular theories out there. The first and possibly most viable theory is that Red was at the top of Mt.Silver looking for Mew. Red's main goal was to complete the Pokédex, but he was missing one Pokemon, Mew. After catching Mewtwo, Red realizes from the journals at Cinnabar Island that Mew has to be out there somewhere, and he leaves to find it, and Mt.Silver just so happens to be where he ended up. Another very popular theory is that after destroying Team Rocket, catching Mewtwo alongside every other Pokemon, including the 3 legendary birds, and becoming champion, he became quite a celebrity, and decided to flee to Mt.Silver in order to get away from everything. It is also theorized that Red became so strong that nobody could challenge him. Missing the thrill of battles from his journey, he goes to Mt.Silver to wait for someone strong enough to challenge him. But as I was going down the rabbit hole, I stumbled upon a theory that was absolutely insane. Something that was so stupid that I was left dumbfounded, thinking that this is impossible. But then I thought about it and it hit me. This crazy theory could potentially be possible. And this theory is incredibly dark, and it will touch on dark topics regarding mental health. I need to clarify that before I start talking about it. As we previously mentioned, one of the theories mentions that Red wanted to be alone because of the popularity he faced. Well, this theory tells the exact opposite. He left not because he was too loved, but because he was hated. When Red became champion after beating Blue, Professor Oak shows up to congratulate Red. But this is simply a front for the media. Behind the scenes, Professor Oak is actually scolding Red and tells Red that taking Blue's title was horrible. Even Red's mother actually starts to agree with Oak. After she is told that Red also killed Blue's Raticate, we're going deep with this one. Jesus. It's a theory within a theory. Anyhow, the story of what Red did quickly spreads around Kanto. Everyone began to hate Red for what he did to Blue, causing Blue the loss of his Raticate and denying him the championship. Eventually, Red was hated universally through Kanto, with absolutely no friends and even his mother turning against him. The only friends Red had left were his Pokemon. He decides to go to Mt.Silver in order to get away from the constant torment he faces day to day. This is of course until Ethan, also known as Gold, finds him on top of Mt.Silver 3 years later. They engage in a battle where Red loses, which is a breaking point. Having lost all of his friends and family, Gold beating him was the final nail in the coffin, as he had now lost the final thing he had. Red turns around and jumps. Hence why he suddenly vanishes. Now the first thing people are going to say is that this is absolutely impossible. Red appears in several other games after Generation 2, including Sun and Moon, and I thought so too until I realized this Red is not the same Red we saw on top of Mt.Silver. In order to understand what I am saying, we have to go back to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. In the Delta episode, the character known as Cynia says that there exists different worlds or universes. Most notably how Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire has Mega Evolution, but Ruby and Sapphire doesn't, because they're different universes. Although I do not believe that this is what happened to Red, it's such a unique theory, albeit it is completely out there. But I would also love to know your theories. So why do you think Red was at Mt.Silver? Let me know. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.